A career, I'm an artist. I have a lot of things to lose.
We out here on vacation in the Bahamas. Another beautiful day. Check it out. Check it out. Boom. I want to talk to y'all for a minute.
His nose was bleeding. He in the corner screaming, balled up, right? Like I could feel his pain, like he had been forced to do something.
Surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline.
That's how I was able to see the tapes. This is why she think I saw them. And I saw some things that were unreal. And I saw celebrities on the tape.
I opened the door to Dwayne's dressing room. And that's when I see Dwayne. There was a couch and Will was bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up on him.
Like, unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was because it's already illegal.
What people are saying now is that the slap was not the first time Will Smith shocked the public. According to ongoing online discussions, there may have been a much darker story quietly unfolding in the background for years. For a long time, Bryce Gray was publicly presented as a young actor being guided by industry giants. From the outside, it appeared to be all about opportunity, access, and career elevation. But a growing number of commentators now argue that what was framed as mentorship may have involved deeper layers that were never meant to be visible to the public.
He's with my man Charlie Mack. So Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline, and he gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, who is best to give you advice, and it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life, and it's like I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared to work with Taraj.
In these conversations, people claim Bryce entered a world where success was tied less to talent and more to proximity. The story being circulated suggests that mentorship was not just about advice or guidance, but about submission to unspoken expectations that came with access to powerful figures.
Down because he was like, Charlie Mack is not going to be able to be there because him and Charlie had something else going on. I arrived in Chicago for Empire. It's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
The same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on. I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. Okay. I want to love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, Will, me, Diddy made me suck it. You know what's going on. Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. And I'm like, listen.
According to this narrative, Bryce believed he was being protected and positioned, when in reality, he may have been drawn into something he didn't fully understand. Some claim that during this period, Bryce allegedly developed a deep emotional attachment to Will Smith. Online observers point out that the power imbalance made that attachment especially dangerous. What may have felt like loyalty or trust on Bryce's side is now being framed as emotional dependence on someone who controlled access, opportunities, and silence.
Admitted to me that he had sex with Bryshere Gray, but it was consensual, right? So I'm like, okay, so now it's starting to make sense because I would have never believed that the way this guy's acting, something had to happen. So now, Will told me, and this is going to be in paperwork and everything, right? So when Will told me that he did have sexual intercourse with Bryshere, he said Bryshere did ask him to stop. Will said he finished, completed the act, then stopped. Right then and there, When a person say stop, that means stop. Period. So I do believe that Will Smith, Bryshere Gray. Charlie Mack and Will gets a lawyer for Bryshere, and they try to get me under NDA. I tell Will, I'm not signing, I don't even have an NDA with you. How am I getting an NDA with him? You understand what I'm saying? So I hire a lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. When I hire the lawyer, he comes back and say, listen, this is the best I can do. He said, I'm going to have y'all do a mutual NDA, meaning that Bryshere can't tell people that you know that Will and Diddy now, and I want to say the R word, but I know we're on YouTube. Then you can't say nothing about him. So I said, okay, well, as long as he stopped telling people that I know what Will and Diddy did to him. You understand what I'm saying? Period. That was the problem. So there's legal paperwork, and it's all going to be, and you got to follow.
As the story goes, once that attachment stopped being convenient, the dynamic allegedly changed. Supporters of this theory say access was slowly withdrawn, communication faded, and professional momentum stalled. In hindsight, many now connect this shift to the sudden disappearance of Bryce's career opportunities. When Jaguar Wright initially spoke about similar patterns in the industry, her warnings were brushed off as extreme, and critics at the time dismissed her as unreliable. But as more lawsuits and insider accusations surfaced across Hollywood, some viewers began reassessing whether her claims were less about shock value and more about exposing recurring power dynamics. As the conversation expanded, attention turned not just to Will Smith, but also to Jada Pinkett Smith. Online discussions question what she may have known, when she may have known it, and whether her responses were reactive or strategic. There is no consensus, only speculation layered over years of public tension and contradictions. Bryce's personal decline has been equally visible. After being introduced to Will Smith and Sean Combs through his former manager, Charlie Mack, the opportunity was publicly described as mentorship. However, online narratives suggest there were conditions attached that were never openly discussed. Some even claim that Bryce's mother, Andrea, understood that the arrangement would involve more than career guidance, but allegedly accepted the situation because of promised financial benefits. Within that framing, Bryce reportedly believed he was being shaped for long-term success. Critics argue instead that he was being used temporarily, with no intention of sustaining his career once he stopped serving a purpose. According to this view, the mentorship was transactional, not transformational. After this alleged period ended, Bryce's life appeared to unravel quickly. Acting roles dried up, public appearances became sporadic, and legal trouble followed.
Our jailhouse interview lasting for 2 hours as they try to piece together a chaotic chain of events. So Empire. Tonight, we're seeing hours of new video from his July arrest that ended with his wife flagging down police and telling them the actor had a for hours inside their Goodyear home.
Our jailhouse interview lasted nearly 2 hours as we tried to piece together a chaotic chain of events. Tonight, we're seeing hours of new video from his July arrest, an incident that ended with his wife flagging down police and telling them the actor had been acting erratically for hours inside their Goodyear home. The situation quickly became public. Multiple arrests were widely reported, including domestic violence accusations that shocked fans. Images from those incidents circulated online, sparking intense commentary about his mental and emotional state. Many people remarked that he looked unrecognizable, as if something fundamental had changed. Others speculated that the damage began long before the arrests, suggesting that whatever he experienced while under industry protection left lasting psychological scars. The situation escalated further when Bilal, a former close associate and assistant to Will Smith, began making public claims. Bilal alleged that Will engaged in inappropriate relationships with young men and pointed to Bryce as an example of how mentorship was allegedly used as a gateway to control.
Open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch and Will was bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up. Murder. Like, it was murder.
These claims have not been legally confirmed, but they significantly intensified public scrutiny. Will Smith did not issue a direct response, while Jada Pinkett Smith reportedly pushed back by threatening legal action. Bilal publicly dismissed the threat, framing it as an attempt to silence the allegations rather than address them. Instead of retreating, he continued to expand on his version of events, claiming that emotional attachment was exploited and then weaponized against those involved.
All right, Brother Bilal, listen, I do want to say,
Okay.
for the viewers, because we're going to rewind back, before we put out the interview, all we put out was a clip that went ultra viral. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody in the world got this clip. It was trending for days on Twitter. Okay? Before the interview comes out, what shocked me is Jada is doing her book promotional for Worthy.
Yes.
She goes to the Breakfast Club and she sits down and they ask her about you, but they can't not ask. Like, it's so huge.
Right.
And to my surprise, she answers.
It's ridiculous, right? And it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a money shakedown that didn't work. We're going to take legal action.
The reason Will responded, the reason why Jada responded, because they know it's true. Will's never responded. And they responded in less than 9 hours.
They did. That was a fast response.
That was because he know what I saw in that dressing room. He know other things that I saw. She did all this to try to scare me, but I fear no one but Allah. Jada, listen, in 2 weeks, if you don't sue me in 2 weeks, if Tasha K will have me, I'm back here and I'm dropping evidence. Period. You said I extorted you. You said as a money shakedown. You said a lot of things about me. And you know that the things that you said were untrue. Let's get into a little bit more of it. Jada runs Will. Period. Me and her at war. I'm gonna put Will to the side. Will is to the side. Me and Jada, I will say this because I know you're watching. I know Karen Tense is watching.
Who's Karen Tense?
That is her PR person for years.
Okay.
Right? I know they're watching. Jada, you're a bald head liar and you're a drug addict, right?
Oh, God.
You told the world that you were going to sue me.
Ooh.
As of yet, and you said you're going to do it swift. It's been over 2 weeks. So Jada, I'm giving you 2 more weeks to sue me. If you don't sue me, this is what's going to happen. All the sex parties, right? And the men that you hit with dildo, I'm naming names, right? All the salacious stuff that you have done and hurt other people, I'm naming names. You assassinate my character. You say I extort you. Well, extortion is criminal. Like, I would be in jail right now.
According to this narrative, Bryce believed there was loyalty and safety within these relationships. Once that belief collapsed, supporters argue that his sense of stability collapsed with it. They claim the emotional fallout played a major role in his subsequent behavior and ongoing struggles. Jaguar Wright later added fuel to the discussion by alleging that after Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy became public, Bryce was considering legal action of his own against Will Smith and Diddy. She claimed those plans were derailed by intimidation, though no lawsuit was ever officially filed.
Out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up on, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a predator prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly. You're a big old they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
Online speculation frequently references a rumored $50 million lawsuit mentioned in blind items that never materialized. Public opinion remains sharply divided. Some view Bryce as a cautionary tale of alleged exploitation within powerful systems, while others argue that the story relies too heavily on unreliable sources and circumstantial connections. What most people do agree on is that Bryce's career and personal life took a dramatic turn after his involvement with some of the most influential figures in entertainment. And so the discussion continues. Was this truly mentorship or something far more complicated? Did Bryce have agency, or was he caught in a power dynamic he couldn't escape? Let me know what you think in the comments, and click here to continue down this very messy rabbit hole.